America is the land of the free. America is home to countless cultures and unique people. America is a place for freedom and growth. Well, America has lost its plot. America was established for people to have political freedom and economic opportunities. Our founding fathers left England for freedom and protection. It was a blank slate for them. And if you run away from your problems, you shouldn't bring any more, right? Well, about that. It'd be incorrect. American history was built on brutality, and that's a hard pill to swallow. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't acknowledge our past. I am making this video not to point fingers or to point blame, but to educate and describe to you on my side of America why it's the way it is and why past history is so important to me and my people. But I'm not saying that to say, oh, don't enjoy the video, don't watch it. You can watch it. It's meant to educate and inform. First, we're going to start with the crucial upbringing of our country. Slave trade in early America. The slave trade during 1501, which was 524 years, was a long and nasty history of slavery. Many European nations, including the British, French, Dutch, Portuguese, and Danish, owned slaves during this time and were participants in slave trade. But we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about early America. Early America was quite literally built off the back of slaves. Whether that makes you mad or not is facts. Our White House was made by slaves and many more buildings. Your mind might just go to African Americans because that's what we were educated on. But fun fact, in early America, for some years, Native Americans helped build too because they were enslaved as well. These slaves quite literally built the U.S. I'm going to name a list of buildings built by enslaved people, and I want you to tell me, which building do you think is built by slaves? The White House, the U.S. Capitol, Monticello, Trinity Church, Georgetown University, Broadway, the wall that made Wall Street, dead ass, the wall that made Wall Street, Harvard Law, most of the railroad system. They made all of them. That's some of our country's most notable places built by slaves. During the time of building America, the Native Americans got hit with a disease called smallpox, brought upon the nation by the European settlers. But right before the Native Americans' numbers dwindled down completely, the slave masters would make them breed with the African Americans, leading to people like me that's half Native American and half African Americans with no touch or connection to that. This explains how some African Americans have Native American blood in them but no connections to that culture at all. Like me, I have no connection to my Native American culture whatsoever. The African Americans and Native Americans cultivated the lands of the United States and made farmers so rich that they're even rich today. Slaves even built houses and barns for the people that think DEI is doing something today. The slaves also knew trades, working as blacksmiths, carpenters, wheelwrights, tanners, tailors, butchers, masons, coopers, cabinet makers, metal workers, made boats, barrels, furniture, and harnesses, which is understandable because if it was me, I'd teach you how to be the best worker you could be if I could sit on my ass all day. Personally. Now you could be offended, but if I'm paying you to work, bro, or not even paying you to work, if you're working for me, you finna be the best worker, bro. I'm never gonna have to move ever. So basically, they was doing everything. Slaves also did a lot of transporting of goods and people. They worked as wagon drivers, boatmen, and deckhands on riverboats. The slaves also worked in textile mills, ironworks, in tobacco factories, laundries, and shipyards. The slaves had the skills, so why is there a disconnect? Because people don't know the significance of early slavery in early America. They both go hand in hand. Our nation would literally not have been born or looked the way it looks today if it wasn't for the help of the slaves. And what I mean by America wouldn't look the way it looks today if it wasn't for the slaves is these slaves worked countless hours. In the winter, they would work 14 hours a day. In the summer, they would work up to 14 hours a day, up to even more. No pay, in the hot sun, getting whipped. And on top of that, they had Sunday off, but not very often. They didn't get every Sunday off. So basically, you live to work and you die to work. Mental torture. I'm going to talk about something that's probably going to make everybody very uncomfortable. The William Lynch Letter. The William Lynch Letter is a book that isn't quote unquote real, but if you read it, you can tell it isn't that far-fetched. The book that I'm discussing is about the mental slavery and how to mentally enslave a group of people for multiple years on end. But if you really want to understand why the black community feel a disconnect on their side of America, you should probably read that. For example, the master would brutally whip the male slaves in front of the woman to show them that they could belittle our men. In response, the women started picking up manly tendencies and feeling like they didn't need an African American man subconsciously. I would strongly advise reading the William Lynch note. And it might not be true, but you gotta remember, a slave master could do anything. You own that person, so it isn't too far-fetched. And the mental abuse was just terrible. African American slaves, even though they got citizenship until 1964 under the Civil Rights Act, meaning even after slavery, we were denied rights to education. 463 years, African Americans didn't get equal rights to anything until 463 years later. After coming to the country, we weren't allowed to read, we weren't taught to write, you weren't even taught algebra, you weren't taught trigonometry, real skills that could be really used, you weren't taught none of that for 463 years. That's a long time. You can think of the effects that 460 years of taking and uprooting a group of people and uneducating them can do, right, in a nation, right? You can see it ain't gonna do too much, right? And with that, that means multiple goddamn generations did not know how to properly read and properly write, or even properly communicate. So naturally, these group of people would be behind, right? If you take them and uneducate them, right? I know in these videos, I try not to get emotional about the topic I'm reading and whatnot, but like, it genuinely blows me, whether black or not, bro, for a group of people to be forcefully taken up out of their home, not know how to read. It can only go off of instinct like animals. It's so sad. And there should be no reason you should not want this to be seen. There should be no reason. It should be no excuse. Everybody should know it. That way it doesn't happen to anybody else. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not about, oh, it's just about me, it's just about us. No, it's a learning experience for everybody else. Nobody should have to go through slavery, especially 400 to 500 years of it. That's just evil. That's evil. And shit, don't get me started on the public lynchings. Now, if you don't know what a public lynching is, a public lynching is basically how people used to get uprooted and harmed and vanquished from their homes by doing nothing, and a group of people would sit there and watch. It's just public now. Like when a man gets pulled over and he gets shot for trying to reach for his wallet, or he gets shot trying to grab his license and registration, like many things like that. Or it just doesn't make sense, like killings that don't make sense. That's all a public lynching is. And the problem with that is, yes, I can hand my wallet, and yes, I can hand my license, my registration, and my insurance and all that. I can do all that. But it's a different feeling when you're being condescended off the rip. Or it's a different feeling when, you know what I'm saying, oh buddy, hand on the gun. You know, like I tote pistols too. I know I'm gonna hold my bit when I'm getting ready to up. So it's just like you automatically put in a like fight or flight mode, because if you own a gun, you know if you put your hand on your gun, you only doing that because it might be a threat. You know what I'm saying? So now you scared to reach for your wallet. You scared to reach for your insurance. And that's the sad reality of today. Not saying it happens all the time, but it happens, and that's enough. And we had positive movements to stop this in the past, and we're having some today. But a lot of these movements were disbanded and ended wrongfully by our government. For example, we had the Black Panther Party, which was disbanded shortly after members were dying from the boogeyman gunman. I don't know about you, but the KKK lasted 164 years. The Black Panther Party lasted 16 years. Martin Luther King's run lasted around 13 years. And Malcolm X, just the same. I don't know. Does that sound like a coincidence? Does that sound like a chance? Well, it ain't, and it definitely was on purpose. It was like the US government was trying to keep a certain group of people down. If the KKK is 164 years and not one civil rights movement lasted 20 years, it gotta be some gears that gotta grind, man. It gotta be some gears that gotta grind. I'm just saying, bro. They blew up some of the movements, bombed some of our movements, killed, like it's in the pudding, bro. It's in the pudding. And that's not right. It really do hurt me, like, to know that some of the movements that we had got shut down so early. You can't sit back and be like, well, maybe they didn't mean to do it. Maybe this happened. Maybe this happened. You can't tell a group of people they cannot get mad when literally people that were being shown and representing them were being killed by the nation that you were living in, you were paying taxes in. I'm just saying, bro, you can't expect people to not feel no type of way. It wasn't even 100 years ago. My people didn't get freedom until 100 years ago. So a lot of us don't even have it right now because none of our grandparents had it. So, you know, it's just, it's definitely a divide. Even though this is a problem, how is it affecting America today? How is there a divide? Disrespect. The disrespect to communities has been dragging America through the mud socially and economically since the beginning of America, and it's not okay. You should notice these problems. You should notice these problems in your community, in each other's communities. And what I mean by that is, if you know somebody that doesn't like somebody off the way they look, off the way they talk, off the way they live, and off the way they came up, and anything else, let them know. Because the world is full of good actors. And you can't never know when somebody has their mask on until they take it off. And it's not hidden anymore anyway. People will disrespect a group of people or ethnicity and communities and hide it as a joke. It's not cool to be openly racist and to say it's just a joke, bro. It's not cool, bro. And then it's not even funny, you know? And I'll use some examples of disrespect towards my community that makes no sense, but just disguised as a joke and aren't okay. And they aren't okay, and I have something to say about it. Pay! Okay, and then my first video I'm gonna be reacting to is of George Lopez, everybody's favorite comedian. My favorite, at least, because I remember waking up to his loud ass show and not being able to fall back asleep at night as a kid. So thank you, George Lopez. And now I'm finna be reacting to you.
There's still 2 rules in the fucking Latinos family. Don't marry somebody black, and don't park in front of our house.
you see he made that disrespectful comment. Nobody really laughed. It's just, woo! And in response, cursed her ass out. He didn't do what real men do and be like, oh, my bad. Or didn't even make the joke, because I would make no joke like that, because I wouldn't want nobody disrespecting me like that, first off. But she stands up in response to that joke, and he says, sit your fucking ass down. Bitch, I'm the one talking. You paid to get here. Now, if that's not disrespectful and that's not okay, then I don't know what is okay. And that's not fine. That disrespects happen way too much, and it's not cool to anybody, to black people, to freaking green people, to anybody. It's not respectful, and I feel like we shouldn't be doing it. Shouldn't even make it a joke, you know? If that was my mom, personally, that was my mom, I don't give a damn how much security you got. I'm putting my foot up somebody's ass. You don't talk, you don't make jokes like that, bro.
You pay to see a show, sit your ass down. You can't take a joke, you're in the wrong motherfucking place. If you can't.
It wasn't a joke, though. Jokes are funny. Jokes make you laugh. Jokes make you geek. This shit just pissed me off.
Take a joke, you're in the wrong. So sit your fucking ass down or get the fuck out of here. Sit your fucking ass down or get the fuck out of here. I see you. Okay, titty ball fucking I want to fucking ass. You got two choices. Shut the fuck up or get the fuck out. I'll tell you what, I'll make the choice for you. Get the fuck out of here.
And also another thing, bro, you can tell bro is lame as hell growing up, because it's already dead. The kind lady, she sat up, she did what she did, and she sat back down. You see what I'm saying? Like, some of these comedians really don't be funny, don't be having nothing to talk about, bro. He has nothing to talk about, and this is just an example.
Bye. You can't take a joke, you're in the wrong motherfucking place. Bye. Yeah, 4 seats just open up front. What's up, baby?
Is that not lame? Was that not lame? That's not lame. That wasn't disrespectful. That was pretty disrespectful. I wouldn't sit up there and be like, "Oh, in my house, no dating white people, no dating." You feel me? I'm not doing all of that, bro. Like, I don't know. It's very disrespectful to anybody to make that joke about anybody. That's just disrespectful. But we got another video to react to. Alright, and this is the second video I'm going to be reacting to of Andrew Schulz and his, I guess you can say, response to Kendrick. Because it really wasn't even him talking about him, but I guess his response to Kendrick. And we're just going to look into it.
Rappers are telling comedians we need to be more respectful to women. So we got to sit back and reflect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They're the most pious group.
Listen, nobody has respected women more. Through art.
Yes.
Than rappers, okay?
Absolutely.
So I completely understand how a rapper could look at a comedian telling a joke and be like, yo, y'all need to switch that shit up.
Yeah.
How dare y'all keep saying your wives are annoying? Be more like us and, bitches ain't nothing but hoes and tricks. I beat my bitch with a stick. What? You can lick on the nuts or suck the dick. I beat my bitch with a stick. What?
Did you just think of that?
That's a real lyric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a real lyric from music that protects women. And for decades protects women. And listen, right now the guy on top, Kung Fu Kenny.
He is the guy on top.
He is the guy.
He is making sure that comedians, he put a law in.
Yeah.
He put a law in place.
All right, let's see the exact line, okay? Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he's saying,
Go back. Don't let no white comedian talk about no black woman. That's law. My nigga ain't even bring up his name, bro. He ain't even say, hey, don't let bro talk. He ain't even say his name, bro. The whole thing, and my gripe about it is, just because your dad call your mom a bitch, or he be like, hey, woman, you whore, don't mean I get the right to call your mom a bitch or a whore, bro. Just because your dad do it don't mean I can do it. Just because your brother do it don't mean I can do it. If I call you a monkey, that don't mean a stranger can come up to you and call you a monkey too. Like it be these logical hula hoops that motherfuckers be trying to jump through, bro. It's not okay. It's not funny, and it wasn't even directed to you.
It's law. Now, technically speaking, if we're going off of grammatic English,
Okay.
he's saying I can talk about black women, and that is law.
Don't let no white comedian talk about no black
So
woman.
he's basically saying all white comedians
Are only allowed to
talk about black women.
exclusively.
That's what I'm talking about, Kendrick.
We're back.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a law.
Finally, he understands
It's a
it.
law.
Now I understand why he's doing a comedy with the South Park creators.
Oh, that makes
Because
sense.
he appreciates white comedians that make fun of black people.
There you go.
And they've done that brilliantly for decades.
Yeah, that's true.
And he would never want to, break one of his own laws.
No, that's true.
I mean, didn't they have a character called Token on the South Park show?
Yeah, they do.
Which I'm sure Kendrick is a big fan of.
That's true.
He must be a big fan if he's
true.
going to do a comedy with them. I mean, we can look.
South Park makes fun of everybody, and they're funny. I done laughed at South Park. Him, this man, I ain't never laughed a day in my life, bro. I ain't never laughed a day in my life, bro. Like, I will work with South Park. They're hilarious, bro. Like, that Lizzo episode was fucking, that was funny. That was funny. This guy, he's not funny. He's not. It's just disrespectful, bro. It's like me coming in your house and being like, oh, your mom's a bitch. No joke there. She's just a bitch. You feel me? Like, what?
That up. Apparently, he has a comedy coming out.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fact.
But Al, you're getting groomed right now. We need to ungroom you.
Yeah, you are getting
We need to
groomed.
ungroom you right now.
You see, he just laughed, man, because that's all you can do in these situations. Because whenever you be direct or you be like, hey, bro, I don't like how you do this. It's like a motherfucker turned into the goddamn mega mind on your ass. Whoa, you're not understanding it. What do you mean? Disrespect is easy to understand, bro. But the main people that's trying to jump through loopholes and do this and do that, they're the disrespecters. I don't know where.
Okay? I mean that, listen, because he sent people, he said slide on, what he said, slide on, where's the line? Okay, the N-words that coon, the N-words that being groomed, slide on both of them. Whoa, that seems like a call to violence.
It does.
Why would he call to, if he's about protecting black people, why would the call to violence be towards the black dudes, not the white guy making the joke?
Well, you gotta understand.
What?
Well, no. You gotta understand.
I snitch. I cooperate. I tell.
Litigation.
Okay? You go squabble up in a jail cell.
Here's what you gotta understand about Ken. It's very important to him to protect black women. That's why he's never done a song with an abuser confirmed. He's never done a song
thank
with
God.
anybody
Thank God. Thank God.
suspected of abuse.
Thank
He's
God.
never threatened to remove his music from Spotify
Thank
because
God.
they removed R. Kelly's music, who for sure fucked and held captive underage black women.
Hold on.
This is all very important to Kendrick.
Wait a minute, just let me.
Now, this is that stupidity I be talking about, and I hope you can, as the viewer, can see it as well. Why the hell would this man stop making money to feed his family, stop making money to help his community, stop making money to build houses, just do shit? Why would he stop making money? Because of what another black man did. Now, if that's true, he should take away all his comedy shorts, all his comedy specials off of wherever they are, in respect of Jeffrey Epstein and his victims, if it's that serious. You get what I'm saying? If it's that true, if he feels that way, he should take off all his comedy shorts. Nobody's watching them anyway. I would hope not. You feel me?
Understand what's going on here, because I think that you're using sarcasm as a comedic device.
It is a comedic device.
But you're so fucking smart right now that I don't know if you're serious or making
yeah.
jokes. Are you saying that Kendrick Lamar put it on wax that he is protecting black women from white comedians' jokes, but not the kidnapping, molestation, and rape
Oh yeah, yeah.
of R. Kelly. And actually, reality, he would take his own music off Spotify to protect R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Someone who's kidnapped,
A sexual
molested,
predator. Yeah.
and black women.
Oof, children.
Are you saying that he's done songs with other men who have potentially put hands on black
Not
women?
potentially confirmed.
Wait a minute, convicted?
Yeah, I don't know what you call Chris Brown, but yeah, whatever that is.
Not breezy. Not breezy. I took a picture with Chris Brown. Hey, bro, I took a picture with him
Hey,
immediately.
can I tell you something?
Yes.
We ain't protecting nobody. Y'all can protect your fucking selves.
Everybody gets these jokes over here.
And it's not about asking for protection. It's not about asking for help. It's just about keeping people's name out your mouth. Now, this group of comedians, they do joke on everybody. They do make jokes about everybody. Ha ha ha, key. Shock factor is not making a joke. Shock factor is not funny. Wow factor is not funny. It's just wow, and it's just shock. After the shock plays off and the laugh plays off, what do you have? An unfunny comedian that just disrespects everybody. And it happens so much, and it's just not cool, bro. It's not. And this is an example of an actual funny joke about a community and group and or ethnicity of people. This is an actual funny joke.
Just while we have a few in stock, would you like a black iPhone?
That's an example of actually being funny. Like, that wasn't offensive. Like, that was actually funny, bro. Like, you better not pee on me. I felt that. But now when you sit up here and you make unfunny jokes, then it's just disrespectful. Like, bro, he's actually funny. Fluffy's always gonna be cool. But you can't just go around disrespecting everybody playing off of shock and thinking shock is funny. It's not. It's so far from funny, and it's disrespectful to any and everybody. Reparations. Now, this is a very sticky topic, but I really do feel like African Americans and Native Americans should get some sort of reparations. I'm saying this because slavery, disguised as Jim Crow, didn't end until 1964. Like I said, this was 463 years of mental bondage. Reparations isn't begging, but getting what is owed. They were supposed to get 40 acres and a mill, which was taken by Andrew Jackson after the Civil War. African Americans only got one of those things, and that was freedom. Even then, a lot of them didn't know they were free until June 19th, which is why we celebrate Juneteenth. And to put icing on the cake, everybody in the nation got reparations, and the most recent one was the Japanese people after World War II. Because our country dropped a bomb on their cities. They paid reparations for it. And you can get mad at me, but I'm not trying to point fingers at them, but I'm pointing fingers at the nation. I genuinely feel like the nation needs to pay reparations. If it has paid reparations to everybody else, except for who really needs it, it doesn't have to be money. We shouldn't take money from other people's pockets that's living in the nation. I don't want that for me, my people, or, you feel me? Because that's a responsibility that leads to anger when you take money from people's pockets. but there's also other routes we can go about. Slaves built colleges, free education, free college education. And you might be like, oh, well, I ain't own a slave. Oh, I didn't do this. Don't want your money. It's a lot of other things that are more valuable than money. It doesn't have to be money, but land, education, energy, communities, like is so much more that could be put into it. Reparations isn't begging, but getting back what is owed. But to completely ignore the problem, it can lead to retaliation, and or worse, it can happen again. It needs to be paid back, and also it needs to be brought up and educated so it doesn't happen to anybody else, not just us. And all of this I looked up. It's true facts. Just look it up. But that's all I got for today. I love you all. If you made it this far, like and subscribe, because this could give you an understanding of why this month is important and why Black culture and America go hand in hand. Good morning, good afternoon, peace.